आज ही डाउटनेट ऐप डाउनलोड करें। डाउटनेट पर होगा अब आपके सभी मैथ्स, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी डाउट्स का सफाया। बस अपने क्वेश्चन की फोटो खींचो, उसे क्रॉप करो और तुरंत वीडियो सोल्यूशन पाओ। डाउनलोड नाउ।
Hello guys, we have given a definite integration, and from these four options we have to choose the correct option. So we have given fx is equal to integration limit 0 to pi t sin t dt upon root 1 plus tan square x into sin square t. And we have a property that fx is equal to integration 0 to a fx dx. So this can be written as 0 to a f a minus x dx. So by this property we can write this as fx integration 0 to pi. Now the value of a here is pi, so pi minus t sine. Now it becomes sine pi minus t, and we know that sine pi minus t, sine pi minus t is equal to sine t. So now by putting this value here, we get sine t upon root 1 plus tan square x sin t sin square t into dt. Now this sin square t can be written as fx fx is equal to 0 to pi sin t dt upon root 1 plus tan square x into sin square t minus limit 0 to pi t sin t dt upon 1 plus tan square x into sin square t root. So from here we can see that this is same as fx. Now if we take this fx left hand side, it become 2fx is equal to 0 to pi. Pi is common constant, so pi comes outside, sin t into dt upon 1 plus tan square x. Now this sin square t can be written as 1 minus cos square t root. Now if we take, if cos t is equal to by, now by differentiating with respect to t, we get minus sin t dt is equal to dy. Now by putting the value of sin t dt, we get fx is equal to pi by 2 minus, because minus this minus come here. Now by putting the value 0 as a limit t, we get cos 0 is equal to 1 and cos pi is equal to minus 1 dy upon 1 plus tan square x 1 minus by square root. Now if we change limit, minus sign comes, so this become minus pi by 2 integration minus 1 1 dy upon 1 plus tan square x minus tan square x into by square root. And we know that 1 plus tan square x is equal to sec square x. So now this can be written as pi by 2 integration limit minus 1 to 1 dy sec square x minus tan square x into pi square root. We know that if we take tan square common, we get pi by 2 tan x, because we take tan square common and it is inside the root, so it becomes tan x by taking tan square x outside the root, minus 1 dy root sec square x upon tan square x minus y square. We know that sec square x is equal to 1 upon cos square x, and upon tan square x is equal to sin square x upon cos square x. Now this cos square x and this square x cancel. We get 1 upon sin square x. This is equal to cosec square x. Now by putting this value here, we get pi upon 2 tan x integration minus 1 dy upon cosec square x minus y square x root. And we know that this is same as integration dx upon a square minus x square root is equal to sin inverse x upon a plus c. But this is in the case of indefinite integrals, but this is definite integral, so plus c will not come. So by using this formula, we can get the solution of this equation, that is pi by 2 tan x sin inverse by upon cosec x. Now limits goes from minus 1 to 1. Now by putting the limits, we get pi by 2 tan x sin inverse 1 upon cosec x minus, and we know that sin inverse minus x is equal to sin inverse x. So if we put minus 1 here, we get sin inverse minus 1 upon cosec x, which is equal to sin inverse, this minus comes outside, plus 1 upon cosec x. Now next step, this can be written as pi by 2 tan x sin inverse, and we 2 sin inverse, and we know that 1 upon cosec x is equal to sin x. Now this can be written as, if we cancel out 2, we get pi into x upon tan x is equal to fx. Now to verify all the options, that is f0 is equal to minus pi. If we put the value of x is equal to 0, we get f0 is equal to 0 upon tan 0, that is equal to 0. So first option is incorrect. Now as for the second one, that is f pi by 4 is equal to pi square by 8. If we put the value of x is equal to pi by 4, we get pi into pi by 4 upon 10 pi by 4. This is equal to pi square by 4. So this option is also incorrect. Now we have remaining two options in which it is given that the fx is continuous. So we know that this is continuous. For differentiable, we see that f0 is equal to 0 by 0. So this can be written as f0 limit x tends to 0 pi. Now the differentiation of 10x is equal to 10 is sec square x. That is, if we put the value of x is equal to 0, we get pi. Sec 0 is equal to 1, we get pi. So we can say that this is, and x is also lies between 0 to pi by 2. So we can say that this is differentiable. So answer C is, so option C is correct. I hope you guys like it. Thank you.
क्लास 6 से 12 से लेके नीट IIT JEE मेंस और एडवांस के लेवल तक 10 मिलियन से ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट्स का भरोसा। आज ही डाउनलोड करें डाउटनेट ऐप या व्हाट्सएप कीजिए अपने डाउट्स 8400 400 400 पर।